Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here with our next episode of Geography. Now, we're on to Lebanon. Lebanon. I've heard that, uh, uh, I've heard that country's name many times. I just forget, when. Yeah, I don't want to say it's because, there was a war or something, because I don't really know. But, yeah, I don't know. So, Lebanon. Uh, I'm not sure. When I look at the flag, I think of Christmas. And that's about it, though. So, I'm sure you guys are a jolly, happy bunch, and I'm sure I'm going to learn some more cool stuff about you guys. So, anyways, let's jump into this. See, look, Canada and Lebanon have a lot in common. We got a leaf on our flag. They got a tree. That's pretty awesome. So we must be related. Sorry. I knew that was corny, but come on, like, this guy's name is Paul, and he's pretty corny himself, so he's pretty funny, though. He's pretty amazing. But anyways, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button below, please and thank you. And cat, what are you doing? My cat is like going like psycho over there. Anyways, guys. Anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, like and subscribe, and yeah, play.
If you put Lebanon in a party and asked all the people to describe him, you'd probably get something like this.
He's very proud of his Catholic roots, but I think he said something about being Maronite.
Oh, he was all about being Shia Muslim and loving Iran. He couldn't stop talking about Iran.
Oh man, he hated Iran. He told me he just got back from a vacation from Saudi Arabia visiting his friends.
He said he was like, Druze? Like, what's that?
Oh, nous avons eu une merveilleuse conversation sur la politique. J'étais surprise qu'il puisse me comprendre.
Dude, he was a total, absolute party animal.
He said he loved to read.
He gave me wood. Like, literally, he gave me this wooden cutout of Lebanon made out of cedar wood.
Cool.
So, Lebanon, who are you?
It's time to learn geography now!
Who are you?
Hey everybody, I'm your host, Barbs. Oh, Lebanon, you're such a man of mystery.
That little wood thing made me remind me of, for some reason, magnets. I need to start doing it. I need to collect like a magnet for every country in the world. Actually, never mind. Hold on. No, those are stickers. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. But anyways.
Geography now!
Hey everybody, I'm your host, Barbs. Oh, Lebanon, you're such a man of mystery. Or should I say, 18 mysteries. We'll cover that in a little bit. But first, where does this man of mystery lie? Lebanon may be small, but oh man does it have a truckload of stuff coming out of it. First of all, Lebanon is located in the rocky yet fertile areas of West Asia known as the Levant, located roughly in this area of the East Mediterranean. The country is just a hop away from the island of Cyprus and surrounded by Syria to the east and north, as well as Israel to the south, with the small dispute in the Golan Heights over the Sheba farms. Although yeah, that entire Golan Heights area is kind of, just watch the Israel episode. Otherwise, the country is divided into 8 governorates, with the capital city Beirut itself acting as its own governorate, which by the way, Beirut was destroyed like 7 times throughout history, but like Betty White's career, it keeps coming back.
Betty White is like so dope.
The largest cities after Beirut are Tripoli in the north. Yeah, I know, there's another one. And Junia, a little closer to Beirut. However, the Lebanese trinity would be Tripoli, Beirut, and Tyre, or Sur. These 3 cities along the coast, maybe also Sidon, are like the PR directors of Lebanon. These are like the best places to start if you visit. The country has 1 main public international airport, Beirut's Rafik Hariri International. Otherwise, about 3 military airports exist as well. Off the coast of Tripoli, Lebanon administers the uninhabited Palm Islands, a nature reserve. Otherwise, there's Zira Island by Sidon, and everybody knows about the Raouche Rock off of Beirut.
Cool.
But yeah, not many islands off the coast. So here's the thing, Lebanon has a lot of history. Like, seriously, the country in itself is mentioned in the Bible like 70 times. The borders today are pretty much the result of the French Mandate times after the Ottoman Empire. But prior to the modern times, there was Phoenicia, an empire that extended all the way across the Mediterranean on North Africa to Spain, which also became the Carthaginian Empire that kind of opposed the Romans. And before all this, there was the ancient state of Canaan. All these states took over the region that Lebanon is.
Sweet. Oh, it's like perfect timing. I'm in the middle of doing a Hannibal series, so it's kind of really cool that, Carthage, the empire. I'm definitely going to end up, down the line, gonna, learn more about them. I just find out now about, Hannibal and the Romans going at it. I'm doing a middle of a series right now, so you guys should definitely check that out. It's really awesome. I just thought it was really cool that this kind of plays into that series. So it's kind of, me, I like when the things kind of connect. So that's awesome.
The Romans, and before all this, there was the ancient state of Canaan. All these states took over the region that Lebanon is in today. These places go back over 7,000 years. We're talking about the time when people were like just discovering what farming was. So essentially, everywhere you step could potentially be a historic site in Lebanon. I mean, they found Phoenician temples buried under churches, buried under mosques. The town of Byblos is possibly the oldest city, starting somewhere around 5000 BC.
Wow. So basically, they don't want to destroy history, but they'll bury it, which is really cool for, people down in the future who want to dig up history and learn more about it. At least it's not destroyed. And they just decided to cover it up and, build what they believed in on top of it. That's really cool. I mean, obviously, that might not be what they meant to do as far as, preserving history, but it's cool either way.
Buried under mosques. The town of Byblos is possibly the oldest city, starting somewhere around 5000 BC. Lebanon is old. Today, though, the country thrives in a modern state. Beirut, sometimes called the Paris of the East, but then again, there's like 20 other places that claim that title. Some notable spots might include places like the beaches of Junia, the ruins of Baalbek, the temple of Bacchus and Jupiter, the Phoenician temple of Eshmun, the Beit Edin Palace, the Roman baths, ski resorts in Faraya, Jeta Grotto, Musa Castle, the mummies of Qadisha Valley, Our Lady of Lebanon of Harissa, Muhammad Al-Amin Mosque, Jabal ad-Druz, various...
Hold on. I'm sorry, these, you guys were mad at me for pausing so much right now, but I think out of all, when it comes to these geography now videos, one of the most things that interests me most is the landmarks and stuff that they show. The stuff here, it just interests me so much. I want to go to these places and see this stuff, because for those of you who don't know, I'm Canadian, and I moved to the States. I live in the States right now. I'm still Canadian, but there's not that, we don't have, in Canada and the States, there's not that much. Obviously, it's only States about 300 years old. There's not that cool history, architecture, in castles and stuff, So, and that which to that stings, because if they had all this kind of stuff around here, man, I'd be going to all of that. So, man, you guys are definitely rich when it comes to history and stuff, man. Don't take that for granted, man. That's really awesome. I wish, I love being Canadian and I love my country, but I definitely think it's cool that you guys, your history, you just got I guess a better kind of history. You can look back more. I don't know. I'm mumbling and wandering on, but anyways, cool stuff, man. For every country, man. You guys got a deep history.
The temple of Bacchus and Jupiter, the Phoenician temple of Eshmun, the Beit Edin Palace, the Roman baths, ski resorts in Faraya, Jeta Grotto, Musa Castle, the mummies of Qadisha Valley, Our Lady of Lebanon of Harissa, Muhammad Al-Amin Mosque, Jabal ad-Druz, various crusader castles built all over, the National Museum of Beirut, the Sidon Soap Museum, and probably one of the most iconic landmarks, the Cedar Forest Reserve. Why is it so important? Well, let's just say they didn't put a cedar tree on their flag for nothing. Speaking of trees, it's time to move on to...
Hold on a second. I guess that would have been a Flag Friday. I was like, hold on a second. You say, oh, this is why there's a tree on their flag, but you don't say nothing about it. I forgot they have Flag Friday now. That's not part of the thing, so he's not going to explain that. But I thought it was odd at first. What? When they showed the tree, I'm why is this the most famous thing when you just showed me all this cool architecture and all this stuff? But okay, it makes sense now. Anyways.
Nothing. Speaking of trees, it's time to move on to... It's often said that in Lebanon, you can ski in the morning and swim at the beach in the afternoon all in one day. The name Lebanon even comes from the Phoenician word that translates to white, referring to the snow caps of the mountains you can find there. Lebanon is divided into 4 main geographic regions. The coastal plain along the Mediterranean, the Lebanon mountain range, where you can find the tallest mountain, Mount Lebanon, the Bekaa Valley, and the anti-Lebanon range. Or as I like to call it, the Lebanot range. Hey, Caleb! Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you.
What are you up to, man? You good?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, what was the last episode you were in?
I think it was Germany, maybe?
Oh, yeah, we did that gluten-free skit. Yeah. So anyway, these mountains are the source of most of the country's fresh water supply as the ice caps melt, providing 13 main rivers. However, the longest river in the country, the Litani, actually starts in the Bekaa Valley, which gets backed up into the Karaun Reservoir, the largest lake in the country, and empties into the Mediterranean. The interesting thing is that these two mountain ranges and the Bekaa Valley are all formed by the same rift system that goes all the way down to Mozambique, caused by the Arabian plate grinding up against the African plate. When it comes to pros and cons, pro, Lebanon doesn't have any deserts. It has great weather, a little arid, but mostly lush and green. Con, just like Jordan and Israel, they have pretty much no oil. But lots of countries don't have oil and they're doing fine, so no biggie. For what it's worth though, Lebanon's landscape is loaded with fascinating views and formations, like the Batata Gorge waterfall, known as the Cave of Three Bridges. Can we just take like a few seconds to appreciate it? Now, if there's one thing that symbolized, you know what? Yo, Caleb, take this next part.
Why?
Why not?
Okay, if there had to be one thing that symbolized Lebanon, it would have to be the famous cedar trees. Known throughout the ancient world as some of the most highly prized and sought after trees due to their nice yellow color, fragrance, extracts, durability, and immunity to insects.
Wow.
Today, about 14% of the country is forested, and they hope to boost that number up to 20% by 2020. The national animal is the striped hyena. Really? Cool. Yeah, I guess hyenas are up in this area.
Dude, awesome job, Caleb. Yeah, I'll take it from here because this next part has some hard to pronounce words and I'll take the embarrassment from you.
Oh, that's very considerate of you.
Yeah, you're my buddy. All right. Food. Now, when it comes to Lebanon, you'll find like this interesting mix between Middle Eastern and Western. Now, every Lebanese person I talk to has said that I have to mention kibbeh, made in various ways, sometimes raw. In addition, Lebanon is famous for tabbouleh, fatoush, manish, or mankish, manouche, however you freaking pronounce it, akawi cheese, and snood el set. One controversy I was told was that sometimes in Lebanon, getting consistent electricity is a little bit of a hassle in certain areas. The government only provides partial power sporadically throughout the day, and you have to pay like a local generator to provide the rest of your power. Also, when it comes to buying imported electronics, it kind of goes like this.
Hey, I hear that you're the only guy around here that sells laptops. Do you think I can get one?
Sure thing. It's just gonna cost you your entire month's salary for this baby right here.
That sounds outrageous.
Well, the government says that I can set whatever price I want, buddy.
Well, here's the deal. I'm gonna take my business elsewhere.
Go on ahead.
You're the only guy that sells laptops, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's why there's like an underground electronics market. Anyway, sweet. I think that just about covers it. Now let's learn about that
All right, so I'm not sure, if anyone's from Lebanon and you're watching this, can they get with the whole internet thing? Can that kind of get annoying, because you're watching your favorite TV show and then internet goes out or I don't know, like that would seem kind of frustrating, or is it not as bad as they're kind of saying, because if your power fluctuates, you got to turn your generator on. I don't know. And is that expensive for I guess electronics? Basically you only have one person selling it, so you're kind of at their mercy, or is it I'm sure you can probably order online, right? Have it delivered, or is that just not a thing? Because I think that you could just go online, and just order it. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. All right.
Yeah, that's why there's an underground electronics market. Anyway, sweet. I think that just about covers it. Now let's learn about that incredibly confusing mystery man that we met at the beginning of this episode, shall we? Pope John Paul II visited Lebanon in 1997 and was noted for declaring that Lebanon is more than just a country. It's a message of freedom, an example of pluralism for East and West. Now, that's one way of putting it. I kind of like to see it as a guy that has a beautiful case of multiple personality disorder. Mental health is not a joke. I can't believe you would write that in a script. You're basically the next Hitler. I can't believe that you would even try. It wasn't a demeaning joke at the expense of suffering people. It was a comparison portrayed in a metaphorical context with a positive undertone. Not once did I even say that having MPD was bad. You're the one that assumed it. Yeah, take notes, guys. That's how it's done. First of all, the country has just over 6 million people, around 8 million if you include the non-citizen residents and refugees, and it has the largest number of refugees per capita in the world at over 200 per 1,000 inhabitants. That's about 1 out of 5. That is 1 out of 5. Now here's the thing, making that demographics graph is going to be virtually useless because technically no official census has been taken since 1932 due to the sensitivities of political balance between the people groups. Therefore, accurate data is not exactly available when it comes to numbers and statistics. However, most authorities will say that in the broadest non-divisive sense, around 95% of the population is Arab and 4% are Armenian, whereas the rest are other people groups. Saying that the majority of the population is Arab, though, is incredibly loose because Arabs are incredibly different in this country. So Lebanon actually usually likes to follow the religion chart rather than the ethnicity one. Lebanon has 18 recognized religious sects. The largest one falls under Islam at about 55% of the population. Christians make up about 40%, and the Druze make about 5%. Of the Muslims, about half are Sunni and half are Shia, and of the Christians, the largest sect would be the Maronite and Melkite Catholics, Greek Orthodox, and Armenian Apostolic, with other small sects in between. And for those of you that were wondering, the Druze are like an ethno-religious group of people found in the Levant. They have a large community around Jabal al-Druz. They have a somewhat secretive belief system that kind of incorporates elements of Islam, Greek philosophy, and even a little bit of Hinduism, as they believe in things like reincarnation and a cosmic mind. Now keep in mind, there are somewhere between 1.1 to 2 million refugees living in Lebanon, mostly Syrians and Palestinians. These people have limited rights as non-citizens and are usually the center of hot topic issues in Lebanon. Oh yeah, and they use the Lebanese pound as their currency, but they also accept US dollars. They use the type A, B, C, D, and G plug outlets. Yeah, they just go for everything. And they drive on the right side of the road. Now here's the thing, calling a Lebanese person Arab might actually get a few rebuttals. Some Lebanese people I have talked to have said that they technically don't even identify as Arab, but rather Phoenician, or in some extreme cases, Canaanite. I don't know. If you're Lebanese, write down in the comments, do you consider yourself Arab or Phoenician? Culture-wise, the Lebanese play by a whole different set of rules. First off, the ancient Phoenicians supposedly invented the first alphabet consisting of 22 consonants and no vowels. This would later inspire the alphabets of other languages. Although Arabic is the official language, Lebanese Arabic is very noticeably different from standard Arabic. Since French and English are taught mandatorily in schools, most people are bilingual or trilingual. The Armenians are usually quadrilingual. Lebanese Arabic infuses a lot of French and English words. For example, one greeting all Lebanese people know.
Man, I'm glad they do that. Man, I think like I'm sure like a lot of countries that do that these days, but I wish growing up, like, you know, I think I said this in another video, but you know, I grew up in my part of Canada. It was English, and so but we had one class that was French, and we had to take French class till the 9th grade, and then it was, you know, it wasn't mandatory. You can take it as an option, and I chose not to. I wish I could tell my kid self to learn it, because I think it'd be so cool to learn another language. I think it would come in handy, and I just respect anyone who knows more than one language. I just think that's just really awesome, and I wish our country would kind of focus more on maybe I don't know, a teaching out. I don't know. I'm old now, so that maybe they have changed that, but I don't know. It's teach it more these days. Anyways.
Is Hi, Kifak Sava, which incorporates all three languages in one phrase. English, Hi, Arabic, Kifak, and French, Sava. Sentences typically mix up the languages all the time too. For example, in standard Arabic, you might say, Marhaban, ana ismi barbs. But in Lebanese Arabic, Bonjour, ana esmi barbs. Okay, enough on language. Lebanon's government is interesting too. They follow a confessional democracy, kind of similar to what Bosnia and Herzegovina does. The head positions of office must be held proportionally by someone of each main confessed religious community. The president must always be Maronite Christian, the prime minister a Sunni Muslim, the speaker of the parliament a Shia, and the deputy speaker an Eastern Orthodox practitioner. This system is intended to deter sectarian conflict, to keep the various contrasting people groups united. And here's where we get into the controversy I'm sure you're all waiting for: Hezbollah. What exactly is Hezbollah? I'm sure you've probably heard of them in the news. Basically, it's a political party mostly run by Lebanon's Shia community, whom actually hold seats in parliament, backed by Iran and Assad-led Syria. They've conducted a series of controversial actions that have earned them the title of a considered terrorist group by various governments in both the Arab and Western world. We don't really have time to get into it, but basically, they've been the central figures of a lot of drama. Look it up. Speaking of which, history. Now, this is where things get a little complex, because each of the 18 people groups kind of has their own version of Lebanese history, and we really don't have a lot of time to get far into it, but the quickest way I can put it: Phoenicians, Assyrians. Yeah, you already know about all the empires. We've done this like 12 times. Crusaders, Ottoman Empire, Great Famine of 1915, French Mandate, Lebanese fight for independence, Golden Age, Lebanese Civil War, War with Israel, Syrian occupation, Cedar Revolution, 2006 war with Israel, 2012 Syrian immigrant crisis, and here we are today. Today, Lebanon actually has more Lebanese people in diaspora than there are actually in Lebanon, at around 14 million. These people are mostly Christian Lebanese that fled during conflict years. Today, the largest concentrations are found in Latin America, in places like Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, where Shakira's dad met her mom and they made Shakira. The Lebanese are known for being the biggest party animals of the Arab world, and it's kind of bound to happen when you celebrate both Muslim and Christian holidays. Some notable people from Lebanon or with Lebanese descent might include people like Carlos Slim, Gebran Khali Gebran, Eli Saab, Georges Kabaz, Pierre Chamassian, Mei Shidiak, Fairuz, Maxime Chaya, Saint Charbel, Nicholas Hayek, Haifa Webe, Majida El Rumi, the Rabbani brothers, Nancy Ajram, Rageb Alama. So much covered. Alas, we must move on. Let's see how many people Lebanon invites to their parties now, shall we? So again, just like we studied in the Bosnia and Herzegovina episode, Lebanon has a very diverse populace, so it really depends on who you ask in Lebanon when it comes to know their best friends. If you ask the Sunni Muslims, they'll probably tell you Saudi Arabia. Tons of support comes from the Saudis, and they provide economic assistance. If you ask the Shias, they'll probably say Syria under Bashar al-Assad and Iran, especially people in Hezbollah. If you ask the Christians, they'll most likely say France or the USA, since the French have had historically close ties, and the USA does great business and investments. I mean, why do you think they use the dollar as their second currency? Plus, they get to practice their language skills on these people. If you ask the Armenians, of course they'll probably say Mother Armenia and possibly Greece or the Greek side of Cyprus. Armenians and Greeks have been dating each other for centuries. They love each other. Otherwise, Egypt is pretty much a close friend to all of them. The two countries are kind of like co-stars in the media world for Arabs. Many movies and TV shows use both Egyptians and Lebanese people, which brings a bond in itself. In conclusion, mystery solved. The man at the party is truly a man of complexity, yet despite the controversies, he holds it all together because hey, why worry about it when it's party time? Stay tuned. Lesotho is coming up next.
All right. Well, there we have it, guys. Lebanon. Definitely a very interesting country. Very great and awesome architecture. And yeah, definitely pleasantly, I want to say surprised, but definitely it seems like a very pleasant country. I think that, you know, the what was it that I forget what their name is now, that terrorist group, I think just kind of gave you know, them, you know, just a little bit of a bad rap, but other than that, it's an awesome country and awesome history, and like I've said before, I think that's really cool. You know, countries, and basically that's pretty much every other country except my own, it pretty much has a longer history, but you know what I'm saying, it's just really cool. And you know, it's kind of cool, you know, to try to trace, you know, your country's history all the way back. That's really fun to learn because history is just fun in general. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys stick around and you know, check out my channel. I do a lot of wars. I do a lot of history. You know, a lot of wars and battles and stuff like that. So definitely check out some playlists. Definitely check out the Hannibal series I'm doing right now. It is really interesting and cool, and things are really heating up in that series. So I would definitely suggest to start from the first part of that series. But anyways, guys, please hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys watching. I thank you very much. I hope you continue the journey with me through every country in the world. And I'm not sure what's the countries next. They said. I'm lost now. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in future videos. I am out. See you guys tomorrow.